Wildcats Revenge is an awesome addition to Hershey Park's lineup, which is already a world-class lineup. An RMC hybrid is the perfect addition because they already have one GCI Lightning Racer, which is a good layout, but it has some pacing issues. But otherwise, it's still a better ride than the original Wildcat. Comet is an amazing Philadelphia Toboggan Company coaster, and it was their very first, and it was the last coaster installed by Milton S. Hershey. It has good airtime and is not rough, Comet. Hot take, but Wildcats Revenge is the best ride at Hershey Park. Skyrush is an amazing ride and all, but in my opinion, it's not even second in the park. Another hot take, I think Fahrenheit is second in the park. Now, don't go in the comments and say that I didn't ride the best seat. I rode back row left wing seat. I do like intense rides. I rode I-305 5 times in the back ride during sunset. But anyways, Wildcats Revenge is the perfect addition to Hershey, and let's go into why. The layout of Wildcats Revenge is a top-tier RMC layout. The pre-lift section is the best pre-lift on any RMC coaster out there. It goes straight pop airtime, then a right-hand turn bunny hill, then an overbanked turn into the chain lift. That has a part at the end that's really overbanked. The chain lift is facing the opposite way of the rest of the park, so you can see Lightning Racer and some of the boardwalk, and straight ahead is like laugh track and stuff. And to the right is the parking lot and Candemonium's first drop, and you can sort of see Skyrush and Great Bear, and a little bit of Super Duper Looper if you're lucky. The drop is just a normal RMC drop. It's 140 feet tall. I was hoping this coaster would be a hyper coaster like Iron Gwazi, Steel Vengeance, and Zadra, but it's fine. The plot of land is pretty small, so that makes sense, and they would also have to extend the pre-lift section. The thing they have been marketing with this ride is the world's largest underflip. It's cool and all, but honestly, it's one of my least favorite parts of the ride. The next is my favorite part. It's this huge straight airtime hill. You get absolutely ejected out of your seat. Then you go into a sort of a double up on the second hill. You do a wave turn. So you get some sideways airtime because it pops out a little bit, sort of like lightning rods and a little bit like outlaw runs, I think. I like straight airtime better though. The 0G stall on this ride's okay. I like straight airtime better though because it just feels like more natural and stuff. The 0G stall on this ride's okay. I like the stalls on the single rails better, even Jersey Devil. Well, Jersey Devil's the only single rail I've ridden so far, so. I like the single rails one because I like the single rails better because you can see everyone in front of you just hanging there with their arms down. Then you go into the second wave turn, which I still think that the first one's better though. And it's just like a normal wave turn, kind of small though. Then it's the most controversial part of the ride besides the underflip, the double down. The one thing with this double down though is after the first like downhill drop, you go into unbanked turn to the left. If you don't brace yourself, then your side will hurt the very next day. After the double down, you go into a normal 0G roll, sort of turning into like this circle sort of thing. If you've ridden it, you know. It's really good, and you are going at a really fast speed through it. The turnaround is pretty intense. There's one part at the end of the turnaround that feels like you're going into an inversion, but then you get whipped back. The second zero gravity roll is a lot like the first one, but more intense, and it's a lot faster. Sort of like Velocicoasters, but not as intense. The end of the ride is some turning bunny hills and like left and right, and then sort of like circling back into the brakes at a fast speed. You get slammed into the brakes with so much speed. Overall, I think this layout is supposed to be like a mini Gwazi or Zadra. I've heard it might be better from Zadra from some people like Coaster Studios. I think this ride is a great crowd pleaser, more than Skyrush obviously. Overall, I think this is a top tier ride at Hershey Park and the world. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and go to Hershey Park. Bye.